So you're thinking about reading Abby Jimenez's Yours Truly. But before you dive in, you want the honest truth. Is it worth the hype?
Let's break it down.
With over 60,000 reviews, it's obviously popular. But does it live up to all the buzz?
It's a heartwarming story, that's for sure. But there's a lot to unpack with this one. It centers around Briana and Jacob.
And they're meet-cute. It's unconventional, to say the least.
Briana's brother, who's a doctor, gets injured
Oh, no.
and ends up being treated by, of all people, Jacob, a physician's assistant.
Not your typical love story setup.
No, not at all.
But Jimenez is known for fresh takes on familiar tropes.
That's one way to put it.
And they definitely don't start off head over heels.
More like annoyance at first sight.
They each have their own baggage to deal with.
Briana struggles with anxiety, and Jacob is nursing a broken heart. So there's this initial clash, a lot of witty banter, and definitely some tension.
But then their feelings start to change.
As they navigate their challenges, they start to really see each other.
And that seems to be a big part of the appeal for so many readers.
The characters, especially Briana, are a huge draw.
People love her quick wit and how she uses humor to deal with her anxiety.
She's this perfect blend of vulnerability and strength.
What about Jacob?
Readers are calling him charming and supportive, a good guy who's been through a lot but still has a good heart.
It's refreshing that he's not some perfect knight in shining armor.
Right, he's flawed, makes mistakes, and that just makes him feel more relatable, more human.
So the characters feel real.
Not just these idealized versions of people, but complex characters who mess up sometimes.
And that authenticity seems to be why so many readers connect with this book.
Definitely a big part of it. And the romance also seems to be working for a lot of readers,
It's a slow burn,
which builds tension and anticipation.
which can be so much more satisfying than those insta-love scenarios.
Absolutely. It's like you're invested in their journey, watching them overcome their initial dislike and slowly, fall for each other.
But that's also where some of the criticism comes in.
Ah, yes. The slow burn romance relies heavily on miscommunication.
Those misunderstandings that could be easily resolved if the characters just talk to each other.
Exactly.
The classic, they could have avoided all this drama situation.
It seems to be divisive among readers.
Some found it frustrating, while others liked the tension and emotional roller coaster.
And it's not just the miscommunication.
Some readers found the plot itself predictable, especially the romance arc.
So maybe not the best choice if you're looking for something totally unique and unpredictable.
But it might hit the spot if you enjoy familiar tropes and a heartwarming journey.
Now, let's talk about the portrayal of mental health.
Briana's anxiety in particular is getting a lot of attention.
It's a point of both praise and contention.
A lot of readers, especially those who relate to anxiety personally, appreciate the honesty and rawness of Briana's experience,
They feel seen and understood.
which can be incredibly powerful.
Absolutely. But some felt it was overemphasized, like it became the defining characteristic of Briana's personality.
So it's a question of balance.
How do you portray mental health authentically without letting it overshadow other aspects of a character's identity?
And that's something Jimenez grapples with in this book.
She doesn't shy away from portraying the difficult realities of living with anxiety, but for some readers, it tipped the scales too far.
It's an interesting dilemma, and it seems like there's no easy answer.
Different readers will connect with this aspect in different ways.
Let's dive a little deeper into this miscommunication trope, though. It's so common in romance novels, and it can be a hit or miss.
It all comes down to execution
In real life, constant miscommunication is frustrating.
and can be a sign of deeper issues.
But in fiction, it can work if it serves a purpose, if it reveals something about the characters.
More vulnerabilities.
It's not inherently bad. It's about how it's used.
Does it feel authentic to the characters and the story?
And in Yours Truly, some readers felt it was used effectively to highlight Briana and Jacob's fears and insecurities.
But others felt it was just a plot device for drama.
It's a good reminder that reader responses are so varied and subjective.
What one person finds frustrating, another might find endearing or even relatable.
That's what makes discussing books so interesting. It's all about perspective.
Exactly.
Now, going back to the mental health representation.
Yes.
Do you think Jimenez struck a balance between portraying Briana's anxiety realistically and making sure she wasn't defined solely by it?
It's complex, but I think Jimenez deserves credit for attempting to depict anxiety with sensitivity. She shows the raw, unfiltered reality of living with this condition. She shows the internal battles, the anxieties that can crop up in everyday situations, and the toll it can take.
And that's valuable, to see that representation, to feel understood.
Absolutely. However, there's a fine line between portraying mental health authentically and letting it overshadow other aspects of a character.
And for some readers, it was too much.
Yeah. It became difficult to see beyond that one aspect of her personality.
So what do you say to those listeners who are intrigued but hesitant because of the mixed reviews?
Well, if you enjoy heartwarming romances with relatable characters and you're not turned off by the miscommunication trope, then I think it's worth exploring.
Jimenez's writing style is engaging, and her characters are easy to connect with.
But it's important to be aware that the mental health representation might feel a bit heavy-handed at times.
So potentially a satisfying read with some caveats.
Exactly.
And if you're interested in checking it out, don't forget you can do so with Audible's 30-day free trial.
You'll even get a free audiobook using the link in the description.
It's a fantastic way to experience the story and decide if Briana and Jacob's journey resonates with you.
And as always, we want to hear your thoughts.
What are your opinions on yours truly? Have you read it? Are you planning to?
Let's keep talking in the comments. You know, it's interesting how Jimenez uses humor, like almost as a shield.
Oh, tell me more about that.
Well, like, take Briana, her sharp wit. It's not just there for laughs, you know?
Yeah, there's definitely more to it than that.
It deflects attention from her anxiety.
I
It
get
allows her to control how others perceive her. It's like a defense mechanism we see in real life, and Jimenez portrays it beautifully.
That's a really good point. It adds another layer to our character, you know?
Right.
She's not just quirky and funny, but there's this underlying vulnerability there.
And that vulnerability is key to the entire story.
How so?
Both Briana and Jacob have been hurt, and they've built walls to protect themselves. The journey of the book is watching them chip away at those walls.
So it's about letting go and allowing themselves to be truly seen.
Exactly.
What do you think it is about Jimenez's writing that makes these characters feel so real?
I think it's her ability to blend humor and heart. She doesn't shy away from difficult emotions, but she always finds a way to infuse lightness and hope.
Right, like even when things are tough, there's still beauty to be found.
Exactly. It's like she's saying, life can be messy and painful, but it's also beautiful and funny.
And that's such an important message.
It is. We all need that reminder sometimes, that even in the midst of challenges, there's still room for joy and connection.
And those connections extend beyond just the romantic relationship.
That's right. Jimenez always emphasizes family and community, like Briana's relationship with her brother, for example.
It's such an important part of who she is.
He's her rock, her confidant. Their bond adds another layer of warmth to the story.
It grounds the story, making it feel even more authentic.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes yours truly, and Jimenez's work in general, so appealing. It's not just about the happily ever after, it's about the journey, the messy and beautiful reality of life.
We've covered the positives, the criticisms, and the thought-provoking themes. What would you say are the key takeaways for listeners who are still on the fence?
Well, yours truly offers a blend of humor, heart, and relatable characters facing real-life struggles. If you enjoy slow-burn romances and appreciate stories that explore vulnerability and the importance of connection, this book might be right up your alley. But on the other hand, if you're sensitive to the miscommunication trope or prefer your romances with less predictability, you might want to approach with caution. Ultimately, it boils down to personal preference. But for those who enjoy Jimenez's style, yours truly is a comforting and engaging read that will leave you feeling hopeful, and maybe even a little bit more connected to the world around you.
And if you want to experience the story firsthand, don't forget about Audible. Their 30-day free trial is a perfect way to dive in, and you can even get a free audiobook by using the link in the description. It's a great way to try before you buy, and see if Briana and Jacob's journey resonates with you.
We always love hearing from you too. Have you read yours truly? What did you think? Did you find it relatable, frustrating, inspiring? Let us know in the comments. We're always up for a good book discussion.
And if you're enjoying these conversations, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more bookish insights. We have plenty more to share with you. Now, let's shift gears for a moment and explore a question that lingers after finishing yours truly. So we talked about Briana and Jacob's individual journeys, but what really stuck with me was the theme of self-discovery. How does their relationship act as like a catalyst for personal growth?
It's a common thread in a lot of great romances.
Yeah.
Like falling in love often forces you to confront your own flaws and insecurities.
Right.
We see that with Briana and Jacob, you know?
Definitely.
Briana's anxiety makes her hesitant to trust, while Jacob's past heartbreak, well, it's made him guarded.
And being together challenges them to confront those patterns.
They're not just finding love, they're learning to love themselves, too.
Exactly.
Briana, for instance, learns to open up and accept support.
She starts to realize that vulnerability isn't weakness.
And Jacob learns to trust again, starts to believe that he actually deserves happiness.
It's like their relationship is a mirror, reflecting those internal struggles.
And by working through those struggles, they don't just strengthen their bond, right? They come out of it more confident and self-aware.
It's a really powerful message about the transformative power of love.
Not just romantic love, but the love we have for ourselves.
And that message is what makes yours truly so much more than just a typical romance.
It really does. It offers depth, insight, and a reminder that true happiness comes from within.
So if you want a read that will warm your heart and leave you with something to think about, give yours truly a shot.
You might just be surprised by how much you connect with Briana and Jacob's journey of self-discovery.
And for a convenient way to experience the story, try Audible's 30-day free trial.
Grab a free audiobook using the link in the description. It's the perfect way to dive into the world of yours truly.
And let us know what you think.
If you've read the book, did it resonate with you?
Did it make you reflect on your own journey?
Tell us everything.
Leave a comment below.
And if you enjoyed this conversation, make sure to like and subscribe for more book-related content.
We're always looking for new stories and sharing insights to help you find your next favorite read.
Until next time, happy reading.